Welcome back, everybody, to another episode of the Glass Cage Podcast. I'm JH.
And I'm George.
And this is number 20, George.
Oh, it's a milestone.
Yeah, it is. That's, when we first started out, when I first, breached the topic with you of doing a podcast, you didn't take it too well, did you?
Oh, I took it as well as you can, really.
Anyway, we didn't think we'd get to 20 back then anyway.
I think we aimed for 10.
We aimed to get past 7 because if anyone's ever trying to do a podcast, 7 is apparently the number of podcasts you get to, and then you run out of content, and then you...
Well, I mean, I'd argue that we did.
Well, we struggle for content every week, George. We didn't know what we were doing until we rocked up today. Yeah. And we had a bit of a chat like, we'll do this. Yeah.
That's the beauty of farming, though, isn't it?
Yeah, every day is a new, struggle.
Yeah, I was going to say adventure, but yeah, it is. Bro, it depends on how your day's gone. Adventure, struggle,
Well, how was since I've seen you, what's your glass cages been?
We have been ploughing, seeding with a spreader, and then rolling.
Yes,
pasture.
so I got 32 mils.
Yeah.
Actually, we might have already talked about the rain.
Yeah, we did.
Yeah, because it's been... Anyway, but yeah, you started seeding.
Yeah, technically. We haven't used the big rig. We just slung it out with the Amazon spreader.
Yeah, yeah.
And then, we've sort of had to do 2 jobs at once. One was fixing some wheel ruts, and the other was burying that seed.
Yeah, yep. So you've been using the roller?
Yeah, the roller and the fast disc machine, sort of shallow tillage.
Yep.
As good no-till farmers, we're tilling it twice.
Yeah, but that's down on the highway.
Yeah, rainfall forgives sins.
It does.
Yeah. And I said to Tom today that we're probably making some cardinals cry with what we're doing at the moment, but no, it's pasture country.
Yeah, it's pretty hard down there. You guys have you've gone from like really wet to dry to wet to...
There's some...
It's been some interesting years for you boys down there.
There's some impressive cracks in the grey clay. I look down, I'm like, oh, don't drop any spanners. But
yeah.
Not quite as good as Queensland.
Sticking an arm down the crack.
Yeah, it's not quite that sort of clay. It gets 5 mils and it turns into grease.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah, no, and I haven't really had a glass cage. I don't really jump in the glass cages anymore, but Henry's been out spreading lime, so we got our lime delivered.
Very
good. So that's good. So we were going to let it dry out because the lime obviously got that 32 mils of rain on.
Yeah.
But we then looked at the forecast, and the forecast for next week looks like there's a bit of rain coming, and then the week after that also looks like there could be a lot of rain coming. Now, whether or not it actually comes or not, you can never trust the bomb.
Yeah, I mean, you can trust them.
With the temperature.
It's just going to get betrayed all the time.
Yeah, so we're like, well, we got to get it spreading, and it actually spreading quite nicely for how wet it was, but I didn't want to get a potential of 5 to 60, 70 mils, depending on, what actually comes on that, and then trying to go spreading. So Henry's been busy doing that, and... I've been cleaning the workshop, and we dismantled all the Terminators. So we had the old Terminators to dismantle.
Terminated the Terminators?
Terminated the Terminators. Obviously can't when we bought the new ones. So these ones are like a trade-in, but they're they just don't want them they don't want them on the machines. And, they don't want the product. So they said, look, take these, and these for parts, and then if you're not, then get the oxy and blast through it.
Yeah, okay, yep.
Because that stops you from going, I
could sell them.
Those Terminators, you reckon they'd go on my headers? And, then you've now got,
Yeah, I see. It's sort of a, so it's not, you didn't buy new ones, it was more of a PIP or a sort of an exchange program.
Sort of but obviously we paid full price for the new ones.
Yeah.
But it's, so we got some spare parts off them. We got the gearboxes and some spindles and some flails and all that. So
cool.
Yeah, that's now in the shed, and we'll chuck all the other stuff on the rock when it's time.
Yeah, turn it into another ornament.
Yeah, well, I can't make the fire pits anymore, which is a bit of a shame. But
oh no, Well, I mean, they don't normally wear out though, do they? The fire pits?
The fire pits?
Yeah.
I mean, the fire pits don't wear out.
Yes.
We got 4 of them. I want more. Yeah, I could do a big giveaway of, fire pits on the YouTube or something, you know.
Oh,
you never know.
Wow.
Could go into selling.
Oh,
You know?
look at this.
Side
hustle.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So, yeah, no, that's been about it. Yeah. And then, actually, tomorrow our new tractor gets delivered.
That's exciting.
So, yeah, the old 500 road track,
Yep.
the old Casey case.
Got to put it straight to work?
No.
Oh.
What have I got work for it to do?
I don't know. Go and grab the BHP ripper.
Well, that's at the farm, but what would I do with it? Rip what?
The ground. Breaking that engine. You gotta put a.
You know how I'll break that engine in?
Oh.
Seating.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it was meant to be delivered here in January. It's now March, but it's still before seating, so I'm fine.
Yeah, that's okay.
So it would have had the pulling of the truck out every time it got bogged
Yeah.
to break that engine in, but
Yeah.
unfortunately that wasn't there. So
well, that'll be exciting.
yeah, no, so that's exciting. So yeah, we got that to play with, and then we can finally pull the bar out and
Yep.
start
Testing stuff, getting stuff.
making sure it all
sorted.
works.
Yeah.
We put it away working, but it's now a new tractor, so
Yeah.
got to test to see if it all works.
And there's always shed gremlins as well.
Oh yeah. There's the jobs that we didn't quite finish last year that need to be done to it. All the points, bearings, that sort of stuff. So
Yeah. So it went away perfectly ready to go in the paddock.
perfectly ready. So yeah, anyway, we thought this week we might just have a bit of a chat about the work-life balance with farming.
Yeah.
And, how we manage it. We both manage it in very different ways.
Yeah.
And then just a bit of a chat about it, really, just to get the conversation flowing, and maybe everybody else in their class cage can have a bit of a think about how they they might be portraying their work-life balance, and maybe they need to have a bit more life than work.
Yeah, or a bit more work than life. That can sometimes happen as well.
That definitely can happen. So well, let's start with the obvious of the stereotypical farmer.
Oh, yeah. So
yeah.
when we start to talk about balance and you think about, the scales of justice, the lady justice with the blindfold on.
Yeah.
Yeah, the blindfold's not there just to ignore the fact that work is way down on one side.
Yeah. So obviously when you think of a farmer, you're like, oh, yeah, no, you work every day, you work 1,000 hours a week. And
Yeah. If you're not doing 24 hours, then what are you doing? Soft cock. Back in my day.
Yeah, back in my day. Yeah. So in Dad's day, so in our dad's day, they did work like that.
Yeah.
They were clearing the land, and they didn't see town for 6 months on end, and they were on the farm for all months and months and months, constantly working.
Yeah.
And then even when they got married and had kids, it was sort of the same.
Yeah.
I mean, I think everyone's, boomer dad, just talking about that older generation.
Yeah.
They were always working.
Yeah. That attitude that had been pushed through from all of the development years. It's you can definitely see how it happens. I mean, I've been guilty of it.
Yeah.
Doing 3 months at a time on the farm, and you look and go, "Oh, I haven't actually been to town." But again, different sort of times when you're younger, and you're pushing hard. You got a short period of time to get stuff done.
You also want to
get caught up in it,
earn your stripes. You don't want to be the kid that ducks off early on a Friday to get to town to get on the beers and
strap on the RMs and the moleskins.
Oh, please, we never did that.
Yeah.
Are you talking about the Queenslanders again?
Oh, look, I'm not. I didn't say it
this time. So one big thing when Dad became boss of his own farm, so when we split, was that he wanted set work times so that the employees could then plan like a normal day.
Yes.
They had wives and kids and things like that. So Dad was always like, in a non-busy period, it was an 8 a.m. start.
Yep.
You got like a 9 or 9:30 for a smoko.
Yeah.
You have an hour lunch break, 3 o'clock smoko, and then everyone's knocked off by 5.
Yeah.
And obviously that depends on,
what's happening.
And, when it's coming to the seasons of seeding or spraying or harvest, that goes out the door. But he always planned to have a work day, a set work day.
Yeah. So there's some formality around rocking up to work and actually.
Yeah. And then
that's our start time.
That's your start time. You got an hour for lunch and
well,
whatever they did. And it just it means that people could plan around it. They could tell the wife or whoever I'll be home by this time. And it just it meant that because as we both know, you'd never really see Dad when you're young. It was gone in the morning and then late at night and
yeah, and school hours and stuff, they're all set. Everything outside of the farm is already like they run on set hours and time.
Exactly, yeah.
So like the rest of the world doesn't stop, or wait for you just because you've got to do one more job in the shed or
Yeah. So that's definitely something that I carried on into into my leadership of making sure that we had these set times, and I do get made fun of it a fair bit from from you guys and a few of the boys, but
well, it's
you're never working. What are you doing? And
you look across, it's a bit of the tall poppy syndrome where you're like, oh, okay, yeah, righto. But no, we have set times for start time, end time depends on what's going on, what we're doing. 5:30. Try and have things wrapped up so then everyone can sort of go on. And if you're not going back to see the family, then you're going back to cook yourself dinner and prepare for the night, or go and do some washing. The young people who are going back to quarters, like back to workers' quarters.
Yes, yeah.
That's a big thing to learn when you're 17, 18, 19.
Yeah, mum's not there.
No, you've got to actually go and vacuum, and you've got to take care of a whole...
Change your sheets, guys.
Yeah.
Can I just say
Wash your sheets.
Change your damn sheets.
Yeah.
Every week it should really be done. But I'll let you guys go to 2 weeks. 2 weeks and change your damn sheets.
Wash and dry.
We've had guys, summers, like they... But even worse, they'll go the whole time they've been here without changing sheets.
Yeah.
It's disgusting.
That's not good.
No. We also had... Do you shower in the night time, George?
Yeah.
Yeah. We had guys that didn't shower in the night time. They showered when they woke up in the morning.
And still didn't change the sheets.
Could you imagine getting home from a day of harvest like this guy was doing?
I couldn't.
Go to bed.
I couldn't.
Get up, have a shower, and then go to work.
Well...
I shower in the morning when I work out.
Yep.
So, shower in the morning's fine. But you've got to shower at night and go to bed clean.
Yeah.
I do not get that.
That's wow. Anyway, so lessons here, guys. Wash your sheets.
Wash your sheets.
Shower every night.
And your towels.
Look after yourselves. That's a big part of work-life balance.
Yeah.
Just look after yourselves.
And like I know that I was very guilty of this. You too. You'd have a lot of beers too, even when it's just you by yourself.
Oh, that can slip away from
That can slip. Just be steady on the beers when you get home.
Yeah. It's nothing like sitting at home and having 5 and then you go, well, that's probably way too many. But just watching TV.
Yeah, and you're like, oh, I can't really be bothered cooking. I'll just have 2 more beers. And that'll fill me up.
Bit of barley soup.
Yeah, so it's...
Wowee, that's not a healthy lifestyle at all.
It wasn't, no.
No, so...
We live and we learn.
Yeah,
or we get girlfriends.
Yeah, or you outsource that. So, no, that's the getting a girlfriend, wife, partner.
Yeah.
That's the other thing to when you think about work-life balance. How do you navigate having a second person in your life when you're dedicated to the farm? You've been at the farm since you were 17. You're now, let's dream a little. You've managed to stay out until 25. Now you've got a partner coming back to the farm.
I was married by the time I was 24.
Yeah, here we go. So how did you navigate that integration?
as I think we've already told on this podcast, I met Rhiannon when I was at university.
Yeah.
And then I dropped out of uni, came home, and she stayed at uni, obviously. She graduated, then she went and worked for Landmark
Yeah.
in Lake Grace and then in Meriden. Now, this is where the side of the story, I was a crap boyfriend. I didn't travel. I was too, I can't leave the farm. I got to stay on the farm, or I got to play hockey. You know, I got hockey this weekend. I can't come up. So she did all of the traveling.
Yeah.
So like every second week or something, she was down. So yeah, she's the reason why we're married, and she knows it. She stuck her claws in. She drove down. I admit it to the day, and she laughs. I was horrible. I never drove up and saw her.
Well,
I did occasionally. Well, but I was pretty bad.
But in fairness, you can't exactly chip out the farm and then take that with you for the weekend. You can't just fold it up in a laptop.
Yeah, so I always had to plan when I did it, and because I was young and back at the farm, I was 20, so I didn't want to be taking Fridays off, and things like that to get there. You try and take like a late Friday arvo off to head up. It's a 5-hour drive to go see her. I don't know how she managed it, but she did to come down. But and then as it's turned into a wife, and then into parents.
Yes.
So the big thing that Dad always said to me was the women, they come a long way. They're out on the farm, and there's no other place they'd rather be.
Yeah.
But they've come out here. Make sure you look after them.
Yes.
And by that he means, so Mum always wanted a garden.
Yeah.
And back then the dams were used for stock as well as the garden. Yeah. And as we know, gardens can be quite thirsty. And Mum laughs when she says it, but she's like, right, I've drained that dam, move it to the next. Move the pipes to the next, and the windmill, off you go. And Dad would go and do it, and you got to they've made huge compromises. Yeah. To come out here and be with us on the farm. Yeah. So you've got to give it back. Yeah. And things like making sure that you've got a good garden, or ornaments, or plant the fruit trees, make the chook house. Build the horse yards.
Just another hot tip for any of the young blokes that are listening. When it comes time to finding that wife, maybe look away from the camp draft.
Hey, she didn't have horses when I met her, so I just want to pull that out there.
Yeah, I don't know how you managed to do that.
Yes, I don't know. Anyway.
No, well, it's a fair call, because as most young blokes listening will probably agree, we will live in a square concrete box with a TV, maybe a PlayStation and a beer fridge, and we will be happy.
And a deck chair, yeah.
We'd be happy.
No art, no carpet.
No veggies.
No veggies.
Steak and potato all day.
All day, every day.
Yeah. But that's not living.
No. Well, I mean, it is living, but it's
surviving.
It annoys the women that makes us happy.
It really does. But it's not the other half of your life.
Yeah, I mean, and you yourself, your partner, she lives in town.
Yep.
So that's an hour drive.
Yes, yeah, it's an hour drive for either of us. She's a professional. She's got a profession in the hospital.
You're a professional too, mate. Don't put yourself down.
Yeah, well, yeah, you know what I mean. But that's so we're trying to, it's an hour drive. There's a lot of people in the city that drive for an hour and in traffic.
Yeah.
Yep. So, we're going to do the commuting thing. I'm going to base myself out of town more, which then, because we've got a block that's halfway.
This is leading into the fact that you're about to have a child.
Yes. Yeah. So the way that we're trying to balance life in the farm is saying, right, I'm basing myself out of town.
Yep.
And then we've got a block that's halfway out. So 50 Ks out.
Yeah, yep.
Half hour, and then you're there. And then, go and do a couple jobs there, check the animals, do whatever. And then the other half hour through to here.
Yep.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see how we go in the next couple of years. But, that's our decision. We've decided that I'll be doing the driving in and out on more days.
Yeah.
And then, we'll base ourselves that way.
Yep.
That's, that's also work opportunities for Kendall's profession.
Yeah.
And, what she is passionate about, then going to follow after that.
Yeah.
And
yep.
at the end of it, if you're driving for an hour, now it's not so much of an issue because you can jump on the phone and call people and make calls, and things can happen in that hour.
Listen to a good podcast.
Listen to a podcast. But so that's our approach. Obviously, still have things out here set so that we can take time in those busier periods to try and balance out.
Yeah.
But having not done it yet, we'll just see. We'll see what happens.
But I mean, you've already, both of you have been, like she was when you were first dating. She was doing the driving like what Rhiannon was doing, and and I think it took her a bit to convince you to come in.
Yeah, well, I mean, the farm's pretty cool. There's a lot to do out here.
There is.
Town's got the pub and the shopping centre, which...
You spend too much money in town.
Yeah, shopping centres are just nightmarish. I hate them.
I hate the parking.
I'll do a click and collect if I lived next door to Woolies. Like, that's just me.
I reckon I'd be ruined if I lived in a city because I'd Uber Eats it the whole time.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, convenience.
Convenience.
When you haven't had it, I guess, that's it.
Yeah, well, I suppose, you'd probably get bored of it if you lived in the city or somewhere where you could get it. But let's talk another work-life balance and sport.
Yeah.
Or joining a community group or something like that.
You and I both played, we both play hockey. So winter sport. A lot of the guys play footy, which takes a lot of commitment. Yeah,
football, I assume they do everywhere, but they all take it too seriously, and it's if you don't train, you don't play.
That's it. Well, if you're taking your sport seriously, like you want to play at a level.
Well, I mean, it's not a level; it's just country footy. But
it's not just country footy.
Hey, it's country hockey. We didn't do a damn training last year.
No, well, that was on us because we didn't quite have our work-life balance sorted.
Yes.
Yeah, so...
But it was also on the rec. The lights weren't working.
So again, social side. But anyway, let's not start pointing fingers.
No. What I was going to get at was, so you and I are both, you play cricket as well.
Yeah.
You play hockey. I play hockey without being too... We're pretty good at the sport. I've never had to try and do a sport where I'm not good at it.
Yeah, have to
if that
learn.
Makes sense. So what I'm about to say is, if you are like going out to new to an area, and you're wanting to get to know the community or get to make some mates, the best thing you can do, 100%, is join a sporting team.
Yeah, that's it. Like, if we didn't have a hockey team here, one of us would have ended up, or both of us would have ended up playing footy and learning from scratch. And we've had guys coming through learning hockey from scratch.
Well, I was Macca. So shout out to Macca if he's listening. But he's from over east.
Yep.
And he came over here and started working for one of the farmers next to us.
Yep.
And he'd never played or picked up a hockey stick in his life. But
Yeah, he won most improved 2 years running. Fantastic. From a guy who came from playing football where they toss it to each other backwards to picking up a hockey stick, he came a long way.
He did very well. Yeah, he straight out said, don't know how to play this game, but he wanted to be involved in the community.
Yep.
He wanted to be involved with other guys his age.
Yep.
And that was obviously before COVID, so we actually used to train.
Yeah.
And those trainings could get a little bit late.
Yeah, he's good.
But and all the credit to him, he picked it up, went and played it, and even in the games when he was only just learning, it didn't knock him down.
No,
he just kept on going. So even if you're bad at a sport, join a team.
Yeah, keep going.
Yeah.
The thing that I love about cricket is how strong it is with the social side. So everyone's there to. It's a long day. Like it's half of your Saturday is gone.
Yeah, I don't know why you play it.
Well, you will when you understand that you go there, you have a good chance to sit down. There's sport happening. If you're not, if you're not fielding, if you're batting and you're watching.
You mean if you're not standing out?
Yeah, if you're not standing in the field, but
when
if
it's like 30-something degrees.
Yeah, there's all the kids running around. There's the families. There's everyone, and you're all having a catch up.
There's
chat.
No way I'm playing cricket.
Yeah, look, I'm not selling it to you. I'm just saying that these the community sports are often the hub of the towns.
Oh, 100%.
And that's it. Everyone coming from outside have a chance to leave the farm physically, go and chat with everyone. You can go and talk about. You can either go and talk about sport, or you can go and talk about your day or your week.
Yeah,
how work's going. Often it often ends up just being talking about farming.
Yeah, I mean,
but that's what we're doing. So
it's not just the workers that come and work on the farms. It's like agros. CSBP reps, everyone like that who's coming into a new community. They might only be there for a couple of years, but it's the quickest way to meet people, learn the community.
Yeah, it is compared to the old just go down the pub and go and talk to someone. No, not a chance. If you rock up to a footy training or a hockey training or a cricket, like you're going to meet people and it's going to be in a good social setting.
Yeah.
And then, go from there. So if people are looking at going out to maybe do their first job and they're sitting at home, maybe having 3, 4, 5 beers by themselves each night and going, you know what, this is probably actually a bit lonely. You get that dip in, righto, all I'm doing is working, coming home, weekend, go to town, get the shopping, come back. Go and join one of the sports groups or community groups.
Yeah, 100%.
I haven't found one group yet that would not be welcoming. Everyone is always opening the doors, always happy for new people to come into the community.
Yeah, and especially if you are heavily involved in the community. Like if you do join that sporting team, and you do the reffing or the coaching or cutting up the oranges, whatever it is. People who dive headfirst into the community, the sport, whatever it is, are received very well.
Yeah, that's it. And so, sport and community is a big thing for getting your balance right. It's also a big thing for talking about how you're balancing. Go and talk to other people your age.
Well, that's it. We often joke about it, but we call hockey training men's health. It's a chance to go down, sweat it out for an hour.
An hour.
Oh, you got to put your shoes on. You got to stretch your legs.
Yeah, so then you're sweaty, and that's it.
Yeah. You go and it's men don't talk about their feelings. Men don't talk about an issue that might be pressing them.
Yeah.
We've had some big fires down here. We've had some crashes that people have attended.
Yeah.
We've had other incidents around the farms.
Yeah.
And often we don't talk about it.
Yeah.
Until you've had too many beers.
Yeah.
And then you do talk about it.
Yeah.
And then you're thinking to yourself, well, hey, why don't I talk about that just a little bit sooner?
Yeah. It's a tough one that, I mean, there's many organisations and people trying to get people talking to each other.
Yeah.
6Bs.
Yep.
Is one that, the bonfires.
Blokes, beers, bullshit, bonfires.
Bonding. I can't count. So
I think blokes has got to be in there twice.
It's got to be, yeah.
Blokes, beers, bonfires.
Bonding, bullshit.
I don't know if it's bonding.
I can't remember. Anyway, 6Bs. There's six of them.
6Bs, yeah.
Look at us butchering it. Maybe that's the 6th B. Well, you can look it up. You see it on all the social media, predominantly Twitter. I think you see it on there.
Yeah.
It's it is aimed at a slightly older group than the early 20s, but it's something that's there for people to just go and okay, we're actually just going to go and talk.
Yeah, and have a talk. And I think the best thing you can do is just be open.
Yeah.
You know, to start a conversation, go, yeah, no, we were struggling during this part, or instead of you don't need to be you don't have to have your shield up the whole time.
Yeah.
Which is and that is an important thing with the work-life balance.
Yeah.
You've got to if you do have any issues or you're dealing with anything, talk.
Yeah. That's it. It's like the saying, we used to get branded around at uni. There's no dumb questions, or and because someone in the crowd wants to ask that question but doesn't feel like they should because they feel. We had one guy at uni, Ollie, like very, very cluey, very smart, very outgoing.
Yep.
But he would just you'd be dumbfounded by some of the questions that he would ask. He's standing in it. We're all standing around at a field day or something, and he'll just go, "What's this? Why are you doing that?"
Yeah.
Everyone's looking and going. Half the crowd is going, "Well, it's obvious," and the other half are going, "Yeah, why are you doing that?"
Yeah.
It's the same thing. Where if you're like, you know what,
I've had it like research talks or catch up days.
Yep.
And there'll be an abbreviation up there, and you're like, I have no idea what that is.
Yep. What does that stand for? Yeah.
You try to put it in context with what's up there, and you're like, nope.
Yeah.
Still got no idea.
Yeah. So it's much the same thing. If you're sitting around and I've got this burning question in me of like, hey, have you guys actually come across this before? Have you dealt with this? Like, just say it.
Yeah.
If no one's going to laugh at you, and if they do, then find another group. Go to another group. That's it. If you're young, if you're 18, 19, 20, and you're in a friends group and you ask a question and they shun you out, go to another group and talk.
Yeah.
Go and talk to someone a bit older.
Yeah, yeah.
A bit more experience.
Yep.
But yeah.
Yeah.
No, that's that lecture.
No, I think it's important. Like the big thing with farming is we don't we don't talk.
Yeah.
But then we get our work-life balance wrong.
Yes.
And we will work too hard, or you're about to have a kid.
Yeah.
I have two of my own. I've got a 8-year-old and a 6-year-old at the moment.
Yeah.
And there's been times where it's like, I won't be able to attend that. I can't get to it. Classic, and I have talked about it on the podcast before, but it was my eldest's 6th birthday.
Yeah.
And that's the first harvest that we had run through her birthday. And or maybe it was 7th, whatever it was. And she had her birthday in town. It was a beach party.
Yeah.
And I said, oh, look, I can't. We're so swamped. I've got to outload the trucks. I've got to keep the show running. And, they went to town and she was fine with it. And then I woke up that morning and I've gone, you know what? What is me missing from the farm for 4 hours?
Yeah.
Am I going to remember that I got, that truck loaded and that field bin moved and all that? Or am I going to remember going to her birthday party? And what's she going to remember?
Yes.
And I called up Dad and I said, Dad, this is what's going to have to happen for today. I'm going to head off and go to the birthday party. I'll be back as soon as it's done. I'll come back.
Yeah. Yep.
And the smile on her face when you rock up and you actually show up.
Yes.
Yeah. So especially if you've got young kids,
yep,
go home.
Yep.
If you're listening to this podcast and you're out there trying to get that last load of lime spread, and it's 6:30, 8 o'clock at night, whatever it is, go home.
Yep.
Do it tomorrow.
Yep.
It's something you've got to be aware of with kids.
Yeah. Yep.
They're always going to remember. I mean, we do. We remember that Dad wasn't around.
Yeah.
Obviously he was, but
they were just out there.
They always worked.
Yeah.
And they had to in those days.
Yep.
But definitely if you've got a young family, go home.
Yep.
Especially with new mums. If it like yourself, you're going into a brand new thing.
Yes.
And and we're talking about talking. Women do get postpartum.
Yep.
That's the word.
Yep.
Depression.
Yep.
So make sure you aren't out trying to get that tank sprayed. Make sure that, you're not spreading. Get home.
Yeah.
Just like what you're doing. You're basing yourself in town.
Yeah.
So you're not sleeping at home like on the farm here.
Yeah,
You're going to town, so you're going to go home every night.
Yeah.
Things like that. But
Yeah.
if you guys, I want to make that so clear to people. Just make sure you're home for her, and be there.
Yeah.
Because it's important.
Yeah, definitely. Can see that. It's at the forefront of my mind.
Yeah.
That's what I'm focused on, and trying to make sure that work doesn't become everything.
Yes. Yeah.
And it's pretty easy. We all get caught up when it's in the busy seasons, or
which is busy seasons are fine, but it's
sometimes it's like watching the greyhounds racing. And if one of them's just nosing in front, the other one wants to nose a little bit further, a little bit faster.
Yeah.
And they've got nothing pushing them except for what's out in front.
Yeah.
So yeah, you're watching. Like, you just got to sometimes go, you know what? Let them go. Take a time, and we'll go ourselves.
100%.
But that's it. That's what I'm going to try and do.
Yeah, no, you'll do it well.
it.
It's not something that people realise is important, I think, until it's brought up or until you yourself are in the situation.
Yeah.
You might have a mate that, isn't coming out to the pub every weekend now, and, he's maybe not getting to the sports games because, he's got a new kid and, this is ridiculous. But it's not something you realise until you have that kid that you're like, yep, no, I know why you weren't coming out. And the thing that you guys used to do to me was, we're going to go down for a hit of hockey. Just really throw it on me.
Yeah.
But try just an impromptu little training between, a few of us.
Yeah.
And it was like, you coming? I'm like, oh, mate, you've got to give me 3 business days and a written notification on this. I can't just leave with 15 minutes notice.
Yeah.
And it's not something you will realise until it happens. And
Yeah. It starts to get busy.
Yeah.
Life fills up.
It does, yeah. But also, we're saying, I think we're just advocating for not working. You've got to work.
You do. Show up to work and actually show up.
But get it right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a big one. Don't sit on your phone. TikTok.
Yeah. Keep those hands out of those pockets.
Yeah, that's it. We're guilty for sitting on our phones all the time, but that's a hard one. Find the time.
Yeah.
If you're gonna message your mates or whatever in between, make sure it's on Smoko, or if it's on lunchtime.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah. Try not to put a tractor into a power pole because you're sitting there chatting away to someone on Snapchat. Be a good one.
No, yeah, that'd be a bit. That'd be a carton, I reckon.
Yeah.
But, yeah. Also, vacations.
Yeah, holidays. Balancing the holidays out. We've got a shared calendar amongst ourselves.
Oh yes, yeah.
So not only holidays, but events. Like if there's something on, that people are going to, it's shared between all of us. So we're looking at our calendar every day.
Yeah.
And planning out in front and going, righto, well, Tom's away from this period here.
Yeah, yeah.
What have we got? We've got livestock going out on that Thursday. We've got, Rigby's got a rodeo on the weekend to go to. So planning out and making sure that we can balance out, that you don't get overwhelmed when, before having that forewarning, if you go, now I've got to do everything.
Yeah.
And you feel overwhelmed and you get frustrated and
then
you get
your
snappy.
Work-life balance is gone.
It's gone. You're like, nah, I'm not going to town. I can't do it. I've got to stay on the farm. Otherwise it's all going to fall to pieces.
Yeah, yeah.
Have a calendar, organise yourself. We've only just been in the last year that we've really been smashing it out with the calendar, shared calendar. So then you're also aware of what's going on in each other's. Like, you don't have to share everything that you're doing. You can set it up so
yes,
you only put it to the shared calendar.
So
you're aware of each other's commitments, everyone else's commitments, of what they've got going outside for their life balance as well.
Yeah, and I think it's really important for people to actually go and take a holiday. Yeah. Now I'm guilty of it. I know you are too. Of not taking them. Yeah. Especially when I had, the first year of having a child.
Yeah.
That I might have taken 1 week off, but then, oh, it's just too hard to go on holidays with a kid and things like this. It's so important. Even if you have a staycation,
Yep.
Go to Perth, go to Esperance, just stay at home.
Yep.
Like it is, it's so important to actually get that break from the farm. Like it is so important not to stay on the farm year round.
Yeah. Yeah. It is difficult sometimes if there's, if you don't have a huge amount of cash floating about, but it's something that, like you said, a staycation, you can just, it's hard to escape work when you're at work.
Yes. Yeah.
But that can be quite a thing as well, to just go, you know what, I'm not going to go to the workshop and go and do those couple of jobs.
Yeah.
I'm just going to stop and need to just stop.
Yeah. Like, you and I, we both play computer games.
Yep.
We'll come home and then, or, on a Sunday or whatever, we'll get on the online and we'll play Call of Duty for, quite a few hours.
Yeah, a couple of
beers. We're chatting with, a few other guys and playing games. It's just a way to de-stress and,
stop.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like every other profession, you get 4 weeks. Is it 4 weeks?
Of leave, yeah.
Could you imagine just taking a 4-week block off?
I don't think they allow them to do that, George.
I couldn't imagine.
No, you got to
take 2 and then take 2.
Yeah,
but it's as well as all the long weekends.
Yes. Now, do you know the and it's been a law for a while now, but do you know the new law with because you're an employer?
Yeah.
That now you have to ask your employees.
Yep.
Would you like the day off?
Yep.
And if they say yes, there can be absolutely no repercussions because of it.
Oh yeah.
Like as it should be.
It's
But with farming, like we've got what's it called? Easter.
Yes.
So you got Easter coming up right when a lot of people are going to start seeding.
Yeah.
So it's like, hey, would you guys like to have Easter off, or would you like to work?
Yeah.
No, I'm going to take Easter off. Oh, I'm going to put you on the bad tractor. Like, yeah.
So no, that's it.
Make sure you take your.
Yeah, we ask, are you observing the public holiday?
Are you observing?
Yes, I am.
Yeah.
No, that's it. It's good, like, to have that reminder. And you're like, oh, it is actually a public holiday.
Yes, yeah.
I was parked out the front of Farm and General
on Monday.
On Monday, I was like, where is everyone? I need to get this. I need to get this nodulade so we can go and plant veg. No, public holiday. That's right. I'll just go out the farm and do stuff myself then.
Yeah. No. Oh, well, I think we'll leave it there. But it's been a good chat.
I think, have a think about how you balance or how you try and balance.
Yeah, it's very important, obviously, to work. Be focused when you're at work.
Yeah.
But it's very important to go home, play computer games, or go to the pub, or go to the sporting events, or go on a holiday, or whatever it is.
Yeah.
And also, if you've got a wife, go home.
Go home.
Yeah. Be with the kids. Go to the sporting carnival. Go to the assemblies.
Don't go to the rodeo. Don't find a wife at the rodeo.
Oh yeah.
If that's your thing, I know some blokes ride horses. Queenslanders.
All right. On that note, see you guys in the next one.
See ya.